Hello everybody, good afternoon. Welcome back to the stream. It is I, Digi Driver, welcoming you to, of all things, Microsoft Flight Simulator X Steam Edition. Good afternoon everybody. It is Monday, January 30th, and we find ourselves in Jackson, Wyoming in unashamedly and unapologetically default scenery, in or about to be in the Learjet 45. This has been a plane that I haven't flown, with the exception of last night, in a very long time. And I look forward to experiencing a little bit more nostalgia before putting this aside for a little while longer and focusing on newer things. But hello, everybody. Welcome back. We are at Jackson Hole, and we are going to be doing a very quick flight to Rapid City, even if I have to induce time acceleration to get there in like 15-20 minutes. And then we're going to do a bit of a cook's tour through other sims to get back to XP12 and MSFS. Well, like I said, this is the Learjet 45 Bombardier Aerospace. This is Microsoft Flight Simulator X Steam Edition, and I am using scenery settings from the DirectX 9 version of it. I kind of made a bit of a gentleman's agreement with myself that I would not spend time tricking this sim out or reinstalling all the things that I installed to make it look good or, be what it used to be beforehand, because this is always going to come, second string to the current sims in terms of realism, in terms of scenery development, in terms of, airport accuracy, and in terms of graphics. So let's go ahead and hop in a plane and have some fun for a flight that I've already planned and gotten in my flight computer. So we're inside the classic and at this point basically iconic Learjet 45, complete with the dip to the back that basically has nothing there. I think I can move. I forgot how it was you could actually move to the side. It was either control. Oh, okay. So you can, and I make myself do one of these things. No. I think if I had a camera mod for FSX, I could probably go back here, but I know there's no interior in this plane, and this is just a thing to the door, so that's okay. Also, I'm going to try to keep my microphone sounds down, but I think at some point I'm going to spend a little bit of money and get myself a replacement headset, because my current headset I've used for the past, I think, 2.5 going on 3 years now. And I think at this point I have used it a lot. But welcome aboard once again, folks. We're going to get going very shortly. So let me minimize this window, save some frames, because I'm going to want to preserve as many of them as I can. And that should be good. Now, I'm going to use 2D and 2D panels as much as I can, because this is basically how things used to be back in the day. And I think I'm going to use this to get everything started. So we'll get the battery turned on first and get avionics powered on. And we'll turn on cabin lights and panel lights for now. I will wait until the engines are started to get the probes turned on, but I will get my nav light on and turn on the seatbelt signs. Beacon will come on when we turn the APU on, which will be shortly. And let's see, how much fuel do we have? We have a little less than 6,000 pounds. We can probably use that to get to Rapid City, because I think Rapid City is like about an hour from here. I want to say that's enough, and we'll go ahead and do that. If we have to adjust fuel in flight, I'll break immersion, but I think we're going to be okay. Matter of fact, let's just slap out another 1,000 pounds of fuel right now, just to be safe. Actually, excuse me. Um, we're we're already pretty much at 100% fuel, so this this is what it is. There's almost no more. Now, what am I missing? Oh, the APU. Now, these aren't clickable, but when you turn the APU switch from stop to start, it'll automatically turn on the APU for you. So there we go. Let's close the door. I should probably hear the APU soon. Maybe. But, oh, you know what? We probably need fuel for that, don't we? APU is running, but let's get the fuel pumps on. And I think you hit the start buttons when you're ready to start the engines. So we're not quite there yet. I want to go through my avionics and set myself up for the flight. We're going to be flying at 41,000 feet. And fortunately for me, going through the altitude in this sim is pretty good. I'm at 1920 by 1080, so you'll probably notice some of the fonts used with the 2D panels start to get crisper. I've actually flown this at 2K resolution, and the font is just absolutely just pristine. And the frame rate doesn't suffer either because it was more CPU bound than GPU bound back in the day. So 41,000 feet, we'll set the initial speed since I'm not going to use a flight plan or anything like that, like using a SID. I'm going to set my initial speed to 250, and we will take off with flaps 8, and then we'll just take care of business. Winds are currently out of the north. Winds are calm, but we will go ahead and take off facing north because essentially we're closer to the end of that runway anyway. And we'll turn on the yaw damper and the flight directors. If we're going to take off to the north, I'm going to set my heading bug to, 360 is fine. And vertical speed for our initial climb will probably be about 3,400 feet per minute. We'll switch over to GPS since we already have a flight plan set, as you can see. If we take a look at our flight plan, we have, I forget what this is, this VOR is called, but we have BPI, BOY, CZI, and then we have the Rapid City VOR, and then we land at Rapid City. We can take the visual approach, but I'm going to check the map and see if I can find info about Rapid City. See if I can search for it. I should be able to. Oh, I know. I don't think this map lets me zoom in. Oh, I know what I can do. When we get to Rapid City, we can select an approach. So, there we go. That's cool. All right, we've got the MCP set. We've got the initial speed set. Sorry. And we've got the APU running. So before we lose our battery, which I don't think we will since we have the APU running, let's go ahead and finish getting set up and get out of here. Ghost Miner, hello my friend, welcome aboard. Yes, this is FSX indeed. I decided to do a flight for nostalgia's sake. Alright, so we don't have GSX installed or anything like that, so I'm going to go ahead and just start the engines up since I'm facing a place where I can just taxi to the runway. I will turn the strobe lights on. I've already opened up the fuel pumps, and I'm going to turn off the cabin light and the panel light since it's bright out right now, and I should be able to just turn the engines on here. So we'll turn on engine number 2. And let's see. Oh, there it is. There we go. Engine just came up. You're sailing to New York and you're bored. Well, hope you enjoy some nostalgia here. We just got engine 2 started. Let's start engine 1. Okay, I do hear the engine spooling up. There we go. So we've got both engines started. We'll get the engine generators on, and we'll turn the probe heat on. I might turn on wing anti-ice. We'll turn on the taxi lights. And what am I missing? Well, don't need the standby pumps anymore. We're good. And I can turn the starters back off. We'll leave the ignitions on. And that's it. Just a quick flight controls check and we should be able to get out of here. So, full left, full right, full forward, and full back. Oh, one thing I have to do, I have to be careful. I'm going to check my controls really quickly. Give me a moment. Wow. Oh, so you're actually in the Queen Elizabeth. Wow. I've wondered about I've actually wondered about um that ship. I've been on cruise ships recently, but I haven't actually sailed across the Atlantic. So that's interesting. Don't mind me. I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of the extra rudder assignment, and I'm also going to get rid of um, auto rudder. So auto rudder is out, no GFX, limited fuel, and we'll leave auto mixture on because I don't care about that right now. All right. Now I think we're good. Let's do flaps 8. Oh, excuse me, that was flaps full. Oh, I see. Nice. Okay, we're good to go. Let's go ahead and start taxiing. So, brakes off. Let's go ahead and give it a little bit of juice. MSEB, good afternoon, my friend. This is indeed FSX. How's it going? Folks, if you haven't already done so, take some time to visit our friends here. I believe both Ghost Miner as well as MSEP are Twitch streamers. MSEP has been coming up as an occasional flight sim streamer, and I've known Ghost Miner for a while. And Ghost Miner has a focus or an emphasis on classic airliners and now ships, I see. We are about to depart Jackson Hole for Rapid City. This is just a bit of a nostalgia flight to have some fun. I am doing okay, MSEP. I have been home with Mrs. Digi. Mrs. Digi had surgery last week, and she is on the mend and resting. So this is basically the first week of her recovery, and then hopefully she'll be on the road to really being nice and back on her feet again, hopefully shortly. Yeah, that's right. You have to mix it up a bit.
Final approach checklist complete.
Whoa, Iowa Scotsman, thanks for coming in with that resub. 18 months. That was a while. Thanks for the follow, friend. Thank you. Okay, so um, like I said, this is completely default in the sim, and I don't see any traffic coming into or leaving Jackson Hole. So we're just going to go ahead and get out of here. And we will turn our landing lights on at this point and turn our taxi lights off. And that's it. Let's go ahead and depart. Don't know why my rudder is so chatty, but that's always been a thing for my sim. Yeah, it's gonna be a road to recovery for sure. That's a given, but we're gonna be okay, I think. Lord willing, we will be. All right, so normally it's gonna be like about an hour to get to Rapid City from here, but I'm gonna go ahead and use time compression since I want to go ahead and check out a few other sims today as well. And no delay, let's go ahead and go full throttle since we're stable at 40%. So we can take off now. Okay, airspeed's alive. We have flaps set to 8. 80 knots. And 120. Let's start rotating. There we go. Positive rate. Gear up. Keep climbing. As we go into the national park, we'll do flaps up. And let me see. We'll get turned around. So, autopilot, airspeed, altitude, and nav. 9,000 feet, and let's go ahead and turn stuff off. Taxi lights are already off. We'll keep the landing lights on through 10,000, which should be just about now. Okay, landing lights off. And there we go. Lots of clouds. So I think this clock automatically turned on when I took off. I could be wrong, but if that's the case, we've been flying for about 90 seconds. Interesting. Let's drop that nose down. We're about to stall. Let's see. I have my airspeed on. Oh, wait, hold on. No, it's 250, so I wonder why. I don't think the FSX flight model is geared to do any kind of VNAV, so clearly I ran out of energy. But that's okay. We're climbing at 300 feet per minute, but that's so we can build speed back up. Yup. Microsoft Flight Simulator X in all of its 2007, 2006-ish glory. Nice frosty mountains. And now I think we're good for speed. Let's go ahead and pitch up for a 1,800 foot per minute climb. past 10,000 feet. So, off we go. Let me see. Does it tell me ETE to that waypoint's like 12 minutes? I see. Okay. So, like I said, we're going to cheat a little bit and we're going to increase the sim rate to 4 times. So essentially, it's going to take a quarter of the time for me to get to Rapid City that it normally would. So instead of an hour, it's probably going to take me about 15 to 20 minutes. So we'll do a 4x speed increase because any faster and dynamic traffic won't be able to load. Also, it should give me just enough time for me to keep my eye on the MCP and airspeed and stuff like that. $18,000, go standard pressure. And there we go. I used Microsoft Flight Simulator X Steam Edition from about Christmas 2014 up until about 2019 when I switched from FSX to X-Plane. And I bought a whole bunch of scenery for FSX, and I essentially flew it so much and basically got about as much out of my money as I could. I flew the Learjet, I flew the CRJ 700, I flew the 747, I flew the 737, I got a freeware, a free 757 from Just Flight, which I used to fly across the US several times. I flew from Dulles to San Diego, from Orlando to San Diego, from Puerto Vallarta in Mexico to Newark in New Jersey. And I even, in FSX, I even did long hauls from Philadelphia to Keflavik, Keflavik to Oslo, Oslo to Berlin. I flew in Japan, I flew in China, I flew in Southeast Asia down to I think either Singapore or Jakarta, and then like Kuala Lumpur. I think you can go from Kuala Lumpur to Jakarta or the other way. And I even flew across parts of Australia. So yeah, I've been pretty far out there. I haven't actually been that ambitious in a sim since then. And I don't know, maybe I should be. Maybe I should be. But it's nice to be able to hop back into the sim and enjoy some time in this. Now let's see, how far out do I have? Alright, I'm basically going 4 times my airspeed, so basically I'm like Mach 1 right now. Yeah. Let's see what the flight plan says. Yeah, 313 nautical miles to Rapid City, and about 150, 200 some odd nautical miles to the Rapid City waypoint by means of these two. So when I get to Charlie Zulu, India, I will be descending. So I'll keep that there for now. Hello, Pavlin. It is good to see you, my friend. Folks, if you haven't already done so, please feel free to pay my friend Pavlin a visit. Pavlin does have a Twitch profile, but also has a YouTube presence with more than one channel. He has done some things with simming as well as other games and other projects as well, and also makes music. So My friend, feel free to post up your YouTube channels in chat and welcome aboard. We are currently flying the Learjet 45 in Flight Simulator X Steam Edition. This is default scenery, default aircraft, DirectX 9 settings, and right now we're not it's reporting somewhere between like 70 to 140 some odd frames per second. But again, that's because I haven't put a whole bunch of scenery down in this program yet. I don't intend to either. Oh wow. Just like that, we're 41,000 feet. So once we get to Charlie Zulu India, we'll begin a descent down to Rapid City. Because I forget, I think Rapid City is like 6,000 feet. And if we're going to lose 34, 35, 36,000 feet, we need to begin around, I want to say around 120 nautical miles out, which would make sense to me. Actually, I haven't seen the newest video that you've put up yet, but I'm going to do that a little bit later today. Thanks for reminding me. Okay, so we are essentially Mach 0.82 right now, and that's pretty good. I don't want to exceed that. I don't know if I don't want to go too fast. It will tell me. I think if I try to go 280 knots indicated, it'll probably be an overspeed, but 0.82, especially with time compression, works. Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of stuff that you can do with this sim to make it look better. Clearly, we know. But for a quick flight and a chance to do some FSX missions, some nostalgia, I'm happy with the sim as it is. I know I'm not going to be using FSX for, flights on VATSIM or stuff like that, so I'm okay to hop into here and do a fun little flight every once in a while. This is FSX. Yeah, I have a separate install for P3D. I have P3D 5.3. I'll probably take a look at that on today's stream as well. And then you guys will see the progression. So I think P3D and Dovetail Games Flight Sim World are about on par in terms of technology. And you'll see what I mean when I show you them on stream. But we will be taking a look at a bunch of sims in one shot, which is why I'm flying this flight with time compression, so you can get a sense of the progression in terms of technology. Okay, yeah, so I was right. It was about an hour from Jackson Hole to Rapid City Airport, and this is going to take about 20 minutes to do. We're coming up on Charlie Zulu India, so I'm going to go ahead and adjust my altitude down to probably about, I'm going to say about 7,000 feet, just to be safe. And we'll adjust that. So once we cross over, I'll begin my descent. I don't know what the conditions are at Rapid City, so depending on what the winds are like at surface level, we'll decide what run we're to land at, and then we'll just go ahead and shoot the breeze. Okay, there we go. So let me slow time down for just a moment, and we'll begin a descent to... Oh, let's slow down first. There we go. Let's bring it down to 230 knots. And now let's begin descent. Let's also keep the descent around 1,800 feet per minute. And set up the descent first before we accelerate time. That was my mistake. You know what? 9,000 feet is fine. I think that's fine. And we're going about, how fast is our ground speed right now? Does it show me here? That's indicated. That's my Mach. So, oh, there we go. 239 knots indicated. No, it doesn't show me ground speed. I'm going to go ahead and assume we're going about 400 knots ground speed. So we'll descend at about 2,000 feet per minute. And we're way ahead of where we need to be in terms of altitude, so that should be fine. We will keep airspeed at about 250 knots for the drop and increase our speed again. Yeah, so essentially the default aircraft I liked flying a lot because I got to know them. I even flew them on VATSIM once I figured out how to make it work for me. On VATSIM, FSX wasn't set up to handle SIDS and stars, so you had to fly from VOR to VOR, and in order for you to actually do flight plans with SIDS and stars and default aircraft, you could go on SimBrief, prepare a flight plan, you save it as a PLN file, and then load it into the sim. And then as long as, the controllers didn't change anything, you were fine. If the controllers amended your flight plan, that you would need to go back to SimBrief, load a new flight plan, and probably try to load the PLN file again. Or you could do what I did, which is basically use the heading bug to fly the moving map lines to wherever you need to go, which is what I wound up doing more often than not. I got surprisingly close to what I was supposed to do. But there you go. So we are getting out of what kind of looks like tundra, but it's just snowy farmland. Yeah. We're descending at about 2,000 feet per minute. Actually, no, 1,800. And yeah, we've been flying for about a little over 45 minutes. So we'll stay at about 9,000 feet as we fly past the Rapid City VOR, so we can see what the conditions are on the ground or at surface level. And then once we know more or less what runway we're going to choose, I can punch in the approach and I can have the computer get us set up to land. Thanks for stopping in today, everybody. Hopefully you're doing very well. We're kicking off a bit of nostalgia streaming today with, actually, we did that last night, but today we're taking a cook's tour through flight sims, and today I'm starting with FSX, and hopefully by the time we're done today, I will wind up either at XP12 or MSFS. And what I might do, to be completely honest, is I might fly the same flight with different planes just to see what it looks like, or just like take a look at the areas for each of the airports if it's faster, which it probably is, because I don't know. I know how to accelerate time more or less. I just have to check my keybinds in the sim in MSFS, and if I can, then we'll do it that way, but otherwise I'm not going to worry about it. Okay, I think 9,000 feet should be fine. And we are almost to Rapid City. A little bit of a wind burst. Looks like the winds are a little spicy, below 10,000. Speaking of 10,000 feet, let's get those landing lights on. And the seatbelt sign. Okay, we are right, we are 900,000 feet, and let's go ahead and down to 2x speed and see where we are. I've armed my spoilers, and we are coming up a Rapid City right now. Oh, that's why. It's because it's right in front of me. Ooh, bumpy, bumpy. Okay, so we're back to normal speed. Winds are out of the south at 1.5 knots. So that means I'm going to go ahead and choose my procedure. And we're going to choose an approach. We are going to take the RNAV 14. We'll take vectors, and we will activate it since we're going to go there right now. So with the RNAV, I don't have to dial an ILS frequency in, which is nice. It serves my laziness, and I'm going to go ahead and start focusing on and getting down there. So we're at 900,000 feet right now. Let's go down to 5,000. And let's start slowing down to 210 knots. And I will use spoilers to slow down. No shame. Okay, auto spoilers armed, and how fast are we descending? 1,800 feet per minute? Okay, that might explain why we're picking up so much speed. Let's do 1,400 feet per minute and we should be okay. Welcome to Rapid City. And the airport is where? Okay, I see. It's right in front of us. Okay, that's the Air Force Base, I think. So let's go down to 3,000 feet. And I'm going to go ahead and drop gear. With the added drag, I can slow down to probably about 160 knots, or at least 165. I'll put out the spoilers for a moment. Okay, spoilers armed. Let's do flaps 1. I'm sorry, flaps 8. Oh, never mind. I keep hitting F8 when I meant to hit F7. Okay, we're pretty close. We're pretty close. Let's get down there. Which means the airport is that way, right there. Alright, actually let's stay at about 3,600 feet or 4,000 even. We should be good. Let's make flaps 20 and actually stay around 170 knots prior to the approach. angle of attack keeps increasing, I'm going to drop flaps full. It's the highway. Right, there we are. Alright, now, is it capable of flying an RNAV approach? I'm going to assume it's not. So I'm going to go ahead and turn off the autopilot, turn off airspeed and approach mode. I have control. Here we go. We'll do flaps full at this point. We're full idle. Okay, now we're adding some speed. Good. Oh sheesh, the wind changed. Whatever.
Don't sink. Don't sink.
Well, gear down 3
Don't
greens,
sink.
full flaps.
Don't sink.
We're gonna sink.
Don't sink.
Adding a little bit of trim wheel. And we are going in. Right, we might slam this. Oh, we're floating. We're floating. Oh, there we go. And down. Okay, no time for reversers. But we made it. So, not too shabby. About an hour before first flight in FSX to Rapid City. We'll clean up the flaps. And I will double check my systems. Yeah, APU's been running. Actually, I forgot to turn it off. But a little bit of trivia, I never figured out how to turn the APU off before, and then I finally had somebody tell me I had to actually map the APU off button to a keybind or to a button so that it actually worked. Welcome to Rapid City. There we are. Like I said, this is a retrospective, so I'm flying sims with default graphics and what they have to offer. Although, at this point, XP12 and certainly MSFS will be affected by any add-ons or sceneries that I've installed. So clearly, default will be subject to opinion. And yes, I am in a business jet and going to the passenger terminal. That's okay. I want to take a look at the way those terminals look in the game. So not bad, all things considered, sincerely. Not bad for a first flight. And I want to make sure that the jetways work. So I'm going to pull up to here, switch to a different plane like a 737, and then we're going to see if those jetways can connect. Alright, let me go a little bit forward. Yeah, pretty good stopping power. There we go. What's interesting to me is that the smoothness of the frame rate makes the cloud animation look quite realistic. almost volumetric, even though I know technically those are sprites. So, oh yeah, I wanted to switch aircraft. Let me go ahead and actually, no, I can end the flight real fast. Hold on. Flight analysis. We flew for about, how long was it? I don't know, but wasn't that bad. I'm going to switch to a Boeing quickly just to see what it looks like. Where's the 737? There it is. And I'll change the airport to Rapid City. Gate G1. And it should load real fast. Just want to see what it looks like. Oh, wow. I don't think I've ever seen that livery on any pretend aircraft. Airwave Airlines. That looks neat. What is that, like an MD80? Wow. Okay, that's a bit of a, what am I trying to say? That's a bit of an oddity. That looks cool. All right. Yes, so the default airway actually does hook up. Jetway, I should say. So I'm happy with that. Oh, it was hooked up to that plane anyway. And are there any pilots in the other one? Yes, there are actually. Cool. There you go. And the door opens. The cargo doors open. And is there a shift 3 here? No, but shift E2 does actually open and close the cargo doors, which is great. So there we go. That is sim number 1, folks. That is the extent of my time in FSX. I'll probably come back here during the week for some fun missions, but we did some missions last night, had a blast. Let's go ahead and hop over to, I want to say, Flight Sim World next. All right, so let me switch my screen, and we're going to go ahead and jump into Flight Sim World now. Flight Sim World was supposed to be the 64-bit replacement for FSX, and Dovetail Games had a entertainment license on loan from Microsoft to create something. I don't know if this was something independent of what they were trying to create or what they would have created, or if it was something different. So just responding in chat here, and I wonder why it didn't start up. Hold on, folks, give me a moment. It should have. There we go. Now, Flight Sim World. Oh, the app's running? Then how come it hasn't started yet? There we go. Took a while to start. Huh. Let's see if it kicks off. It should load everything it's supposed to. Oh, that's why. Because the I don't know, the sim's loading something. I'm sorry for the just the dark and only one corner lit screen. Hopefully there's nothing wrong with my sim. You should be able to see it. There we go. Why isn't it all the way out though? That's good. There we go. Welcome to Flight Sim World. And I think this should be good now. Or am I wrong? Ah, that's why. Sorry, I thought I had this set up. That's good. Oh, fair warning. This is a this is a product that was released, but I don't think Dovetail really got the chance to finish it. They did release it. It did go gold, but I feel like there's parts of it that are still missing. Maybe I'm wrong. So let's have some fun. Let's do a mission in here. Here's my volume. That should be good. Alright, let's see if we can land in LA in a GA plane. I'm going to be wobbling all over the place, but hopefully I'll be able to do it. It does take a little while to load, so sorry about that. Unfortunately, it does take a while to load sometimes. I installed this, I think, on my SSD, so it's not as fast as it could be, but it's pretty quick. I didn't realize the missions took this long to load. It takes about half as much time to get the scenery loaded, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's trying to access an API or something. I don't know. Hope it works. I'm gonna wait like another 2 minutes, and then if it doesn't load, I'm gonna go ahead and either try to restart it or move on. Not sure why a mission would take so long to load. There we go. Okay, so definitely an atypical approach into LA as we're coming in from the bay. I'm sorry, from the ocean. All right, here goes.
November Sierra Kilo, you are cleared on runway 7 left. Be advised of traffic Piper 46 to your left, making a landing on 6 right.
Cleared on 7 left. We have eyes on traffic to our left, November Sierra Kilo. Okay, we are cleared for landing. Pre-landing checklist, please.
Seats upright.
Check.
Seatbelts fastened.
Check.
Just directional gyro.
Is set. No need to adjust.
Altimeter 29.52.
Set.
Radio frequencies.
All set.
Prop RPM is required. Gear down.
Gear is down.
Flaps if required. Landing lights on.
Check.
Pre-landing checklist complete.
Roger, let's put her on the ground.
Lightsym World landed somewhere between the graphical complexity of FSX and that of P3D. And it's nice. You know, we could have done more in terms of getting it better. Or at least I feel like they could have added more. But the atmospheric effects and the volumetric clouds are nice. Right, I want to be careful. And my trim. Chop and drop. These aren't airline brakes, but that's okay.
November Sierra Kilo, exit to the left at any taxiway.
Nice flight. I can't wait to stretch my legs.
Not bad. The missions in this game were surprisingly satisfying. Learning to fly was very challenging and didn't leave you much room for error. But of the few missions that I flew, I liked how they handled it. Like I said, this did go gold and actually start selling in 2017, but I don't think it gained enough support because I think so many of us were like, okay, one of the airliners coming. Well, in a sense, the point was to actually get people interested in general aviation flying. Aeroflyer, good afternoon. I am okay. I am home with Mrs. Digi. She's resting, continuing to recover from surgery. And I just finished doing a mission in Flight Sim World. We saw the graphics and the mission gameplay. We just landed at LAX, excuse me. And I'm going to go ahead and hop into P3D next. So give me a bit. I'm going to take you guys to a Be Right Back screen, and we're going to switch sims. So let's go ahead and exit the sim and see if I can get a very quick flight queued up for P3D. Give me just a moment, folks. All right, folks, let's jump into P3D. I don't exactly know what kind of flight I want to do next, but I think it's going to be a regional, maybe even a repositioning. So what I might do is I might do a flight from Norfolk to Reagan National in a business jet. Or maybe not reposition, but like a quick regional hop. I think there's an airport. Oh no, I know there's an airport in Atlantic City. I'm not going to do Atlantic City to Philly. That would just be too fast. But that wouldn't be a bad idea either. Let me think. How about... I know, I know. Let's go, let's go LaGuardia to Atlantic City. Normally, a flight like that would take about a drive from New York City to Atlantic City would probably take a couple of hours. This would be about 30 minutes. So give me a few moments. I'm going to go ahead and fire up Active Sky, and we're going to fly one of my biz jets down there. So give me a bit. I'm going to switch back to my screen. Sorry, in case I'm missing any chat. And once I get the sim fired up, I'll switch from a Be Right Back screen. So let me just get my wits about me here. And I have to unpack something. find my documentation. I wish my computer wasn't taking so long. There we go. Okay, that's not it. Oh, no, wait. That is. Great. So now I have my active sky. Oh, really? Okay. It's been a while since I actually used it, so maybe I have the wrong credentials. Uh-oh. Hmm. It's not here. Where would I have put it? Not here. It's not in the one file. Where is it? Or did I not sign in correctly? I'm sorry, folks. I know I changed my password at one point, so that's not out of the question. Oh, okay. Hold on. There we go. Sorry for the noise. That's active sky. Let's go ahead and load into P3D now. Okay, I should be in P3D shortly. I might have to create a new capture for P3D, so give me a bit. Unless it's not going to start. Thanks for coming along, everybody. Really appreciate the company. There's prepared. And let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That should be enough. And it should be coming on screen shortly. I mean, coming on screen for me, but let's see when it loads. We are going to do a reposition flight in P3D. And unfortunately, I need to... Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not using... Oh, that's why. Duh. Anybody else have this problem that uses P3D? Every once in a while, I have to validate my chase plane install because it doesn't I don't know, stay good. It seems to just go bad for some reason. Give me a bit. I need to access my license. So much for having my PC ready. I'm sorry, folks. I know why. Because it's in my other drawer. Okay. And there we go. Just need to access my Orbex install for the sim. In the meantime, I will add a new view. Too frequently for my liking. Yeah, you understand. You already know. Let me add a new game window capture for P3D. I used to use a different stream thing, which unfortunately does not work. That's not it. Oh, well, that's exactly what it is. But why isn't it showing the aircraft? I think I'm going to take a Coronado BizJet down to Atlantic City. It's probably going to be the Premier 390. So give me a bit, folks, and I will get us set up shortly. I'm going to put this here for now, and I'm going to sort my scenery issue for Chaseplane, which should let me use Chaseplane in the sim because I technically haven't loaded into the simulator itself. I'm still at the menu. I should be able to switch over to P3D shortly. Yeah, I haven't flown the Premier at all in the past. So let me find my camera. I need to verify. But yeah, I have a bunch of stuff that I'm interested in, that I might still be interested in getting at some point. And yes, I still do fly P3D, just I haven't flown it lately. So let me go ahead and close this window, and it's running. Oh, I have it for FSX as well, yeah, but I haven't installed it lately, and I'm not going to. I'm going to use it in P3D. All right, you probably can't see the aircraft that I'm choosing, or maybe you can. Let's go ahead and choose the Premier. I'm going to use the gray livery that I like with foreign registration. And we're going to change the airport. We're going to fly out of LaGuardia. So ALGA will be at the GA ramp. And I think it's down by the marine terminal. Oh, it's on the other side? No. There we go. There we go. There's the GA ramp. And time and season, it is 3:45. Winter. There we go. I think we should be good. And if I do more of this, I might break out the SciTech switch panel that I have to be able to flip on switches for like landing lights, all the things. Well, some of the things. And then we should be good. Okay, so the window capture worked for the menu, but I need a different capture for the sim. So stand by. And now I'll wait for the sim to load. I'm still at 5%, unfortunately. But I'm also shaking the dust off the sim since, again, I've been flying XP12 and MSFS predominantly. It would be interesting. One of the reasons I got into flying a lot was because I bought the Coronado Phenom 100. It would be nice to see that plane in MSFS, and I do believe somebody was working on bringing one of the Phenoms or Phenoms to MSFS, whether it was the 100 or 300, I forget. But I also believe somebody is working on bringing the Learjet to MSFS, and I believe that is fly somewhere. So it could be a very interesting time for aircraft and for flight simulation in general. %, we're loading terrain data. Stand by, chat. Stand by. Ooh, the livery, yeah, the Jet Suite livery. So the call sign on VATSIM is officially red stripes, since that's what they're called IRL. Yeah, I did a red stripe flight once when I had Pilot Edge. I flew from, I think, San Diego to Sacramento. Yeah, it wasn't Fresno. I think I flew to Sacramento. Okay, stand by, chat. Okay. I should be able to switch over. Give me properties. Should be displaying what the sim looks like. There we go. Wonderful. Okay, so let's go ahead and load a flight plan in Active Sky. And also, I should be able to switch windows now. Yes. So my chase plane is working, but my sound is off. That's weird. Hopefully I have sound. Give me a bit. I want to check to make sure that I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm going to switch the playback to my headset. Also, sound's down, so let me just increase my volume. Oh, that's why. Alright, so I'm a bit rusty with this bird. Oh, right, Jet Suite X. I'll keep my my flashlight on for low light ops. And let's see. We're going to go to external power, and we will do battery standby. Avionics are on already, and I'm not going to worry about fuel. We have updated my Navigraph, so I should have the latest things. And what are we doing? Okay, we should be able to get our flight plan prepped at this point. Nice interior. It's a great plane. I mean, look at the bird. It's a wonderful piece of machinery. Default airport, but wonderful piece of machinery. I like flying this plane. Now, hopefully, my sounds actually work. But I'm not hearing some of the satisfying clicks and clacks that I normally have when I fly this plane. So if the sound is borked, I apologize in advance. All right, let's get the flight plan set. Oh, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to do my flight plan inside of Active Sky. So, flight plan. Departure is going to be LaGuardia. Destination is going to be Atlantic City. And the alternate, I'm going to say, is going to be Philadelphia. We're going to cruise probably at around 18,000 feet. We're not going to be very high very long. Cruise speed's probably going to be closer to 350 knots. And that should be fine. We'll do VOR to VOR, just so it has a flight plan. And there we go. That's my flight plan, and let's go ahead and punch in a flight plan, and we'll just let the computer do what it does. Oops. Did I forget to plug this into a GPU? Probably. Okay. Put it on standby. Where was the... Oh, I know exactly where it was. Hold on, chat. I need a ground power unit. There we go. Got it. All right. Move this down a little bit. I don't care about instrument reflections. There we go. We got this. We got this. All right. Back to the plan. we do flight plan. So origin is LaGuardia. Destination is Atlantic City. This is probably going to be about as direct as I can make it. And we will do a departure out of LaGuardia. Winds right now are from the south, so we'll probably depart on 22 or 13. I'll probably do a departure on 13. And we will take runway 13 since we're on the left side of the airport anyway. And actually, I am going to use Navigraph charts to make sure I know where I'm going. I will sign in shortly. This will take a little bit longer than normal, but at least you guys can see the sim now. And I will punch in my credentials. Stand by. And just like that, I'm in, and I'm going to make a new flight in the system. All right, origin and destination. So we're going to pick LaGuardia, and we're going to pick Atlantic City as our destination. Essentially a reposition. We're going to fly IFR, chart standard, cruising altitude will be 18,000 feet, and we will select runway 13 to get out of town, and we will select our departure. So the Nathan's 5 departure is probably what we want because it goes over Coney Island. There we go. Oof, it is so nice to plot a flight plan out of here. Let me not be mean. Let me share my screen with you guys. Oh, hold on. Hold on. I need to move my sim window down below it. There we go. Now you guys can see it. And let me move my browser as well. Why is my browser above the... Oh, I did that on purpose. Duh. So, we've got the departure, and then we go, I guess, direct airport. But here's the question. Does Atlantic City have any arrivals? No, no arrivals. We will pick an approach. Okay. Before we do that, chat, let's check METAR. METAR, UTAR, tartar sauce. So, KCY, winds are 290, so we land to the west. And, considering... Yeah, this is really the only usable slab. No, it's... Is it? It's called Hot Springs? I don't get it. That's weird. I don't get it. That threw me off for a moment. But that's okay. We will take our nav. Yeah, there's ACY. We will take our nav Zulu for 3-1. Let's see that. Arnav Zulu Steve or Pansy. Yeah. Yep, we'll go from Pansy. And there we go. There's our flight plan. Once we get to ASAL, we'll probably just go straight down the coast until Pansy and line up with the RNAV 431. When we get down to Atlantic City, we can... Oh, excuse me, I can see the airport diagram. When we get to Atlantic City, the FBO is just past the terminal. So as long as we pull off before the cross runway, we should be good. Oh, no wonder I was looking at the wrong airport earlier. We got a nice long runway here. We'll take that. We will take that, chat. And why is the Navigraph screen not working? That was weird. Okay, that's fine. Nathan's 5, execute the flight plan, and then from Nathan's we'll go to the arrival page for Atlantic City. We will choose the RNAV. Oh, I'm sorry, it's a GPS. Zulu approach from Pansy. And that's it. So let me check. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. It's probably going to take about 30-45 minutes to do. And then we should be able to move on to the next sim. So, good enough for me. And now I can get everything else set. Yeah, I'm not hearing the click. That's slightly concerning, but whatever. My apologies if you don't hear engine sounds. I'm hopeful that you will, but we'll see what we can do. All right. We will arm the oxygen. Oh, I don't think I need to, but do I? Oh, that's for cabin deploy of oxygen masks, but we do want that. We want defrost, and what's this? What's on the bottom? Can I pick a different view? Move to the side? I forgot how to move to the side. That's okay, whatever. What's that? I think that's it. I forget what this is. Let me look at it again. Oh, okay. We'll do that. And what do we need? Pitos not yet. We'll put window heat to high, windshield to norm, and we'll set the gens to the on position. Avionics already on. We'll get the fuel pump set to auto, and bleed air will go normal, and we'll leave the temperatures to auto. Pressurization will set to auto, and am I missing anything? I don't think so. Let's look above. Oh, of course. Yeah, something's definitely up. I don't think my airplane loaded correctly because normally I'd be getting sounds from inside the aircraft. Something's off. General. Let me double check my settings. Yeah, no. I mean, we have sound and voice playback, so I'm not sure why this is a problem. But we'll do the best we can. We'll soldier on. Okay, cabin aisle, galley. We have, we'll keep the beacon light on, we'll keep the strobe light off for now. And we'll keep the collision lights on. I will pretend that I am testing my settings. And that's it. Instrument panel, instrument flood. And there we go. Looks nicer in here now, I'd say. So, this might be a quiet flight. But we've got the systems ready to go, and I'm going to. I can use GSX here. So, Let's show the GSX menu, and we will prepare for pushback and departure. We will use Delta, even though in theory it's more JetBlue because this is the Marine Air Terminal. Is anything else muted?
Hello, Captain. We're ready for pushback.
At least I hear GSX, so I'm happy about that. Strange. Alright, flight director on. Got Apper on.
Locking gear.
So go to battery and we will disconnect the ground power unit. Do straight pushback.
Departure check completed. Bypass pin inserted. Release parking brakes.
Parking brake released.
Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
Alright, ignition's on. ECU on. We'll start engine number 2 first. Alright, well, the good news is that I hear the engines. Throttle is idle. Let's turn on engine 1.
Set parking brakes.
Parking brake set.
Waiting your confirmation for good engine start.
Get the pitos turned on. And let's confirm 2 good engine starts. Looks like 2 good engine starts right now. I'll set my transponder. Transponder's on.
Unlocking gear. Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed. Left is clear. Right is clear.
Alright, there we go. Okay, just did a flight controls check. We are good. We can taxi to runway 13, and that's exactly what I plan to do right now. A little bit to get up in the air. Seems super stuttery. I can hear various sounds except the sounds from the plane, so I wonder if I have to reinstall the aircraft. I hope I don't, but I wonder. Alright, I'm going to expedite taxi because I'm going to do something quickly once I get up in the air. So I'm going to let the, I guess, the autopilot do its thing. On taxiway Alpha Alpha, which should be fine since again I'm going to be taking off runway 13. There's New York City. I do wish that my screen looked crisper here. Don't know why. Don't know why it doesn't. Excuse me. We're going to make a left turn here because we want to get to the end of 13. Did I go the right way? Pretty sure I did. Maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, we should be GPS for our departure. Okay, and like I said, not going to wait too much. I'm just going to go ahead and get out of here. This is default scenery. It's also a bit icy. Alright, let's do one notch of flaps. Should be set. Alright, here we go. Airspeed's alive. I have no clue why we're still turning to one side though. I'm like full left rudder deflection. Right, positive climb, gear up. My frame rate is choppy. Flaps up. And just like that, we're up. Give me I didn't set my altitude. Autopilot, altitude, nav, and vertical speed will do 2,600 feet per minute. Wow, it's so choppy. All right, chat, sit tight. Okay, back in a bit. Alright folks, sorry for the delay. I am back. We are climbing to flight level 180 of what I can tell. Man, my graphics driver for P3D in the past, I think, few months is not looking the best. But could also be my windowed resolution. Even though I am at 1920 by 1080. We are well on our way to 18,000 feet, where we will remain for the next, I think, like 20 minutes until we actually land. And yeah. Wow, looks nice out. Nice and cold. All right. Can I take a closer look at that? Yes, I can. At least that helps. Where's my range? Okay, so literally, I don't even know if we're going to get to 18,000 feet. We're probably going to begin our descent, like, in a few moments. We're not going that fast, but that's fine. Matter of fact, what is the recommended altitude for the approach? Well, if we need to be at Steve at 2,000 feet, we should probably begin descending now. So we'll level off. At least I thought we were going to. Okay. Bring it back down then. Vertical speed. Altitude. I wonder what's going on that I have to do something weird with my altitude selector. Altitude hold should be going down for me. Super weird. Vertical speed, please. What's my ground speed? Ground speed's about 325, so I don't need to go that fast, but I am going to go fast because I want to be around 2,000 feet when we get down there. I'm going to also cut my throttle. And there we go. I haven't been able to figure out why my frame rates aren't as good as they could be in the sim. I suspect it's for one of two reasons. The number of clouds in the sky, which are 2D sprites, because I'm not using volumetric clouds right now, or the number of, the amount of graphics memory I'm using. And if I check, I'm not using that much VRAM. So I'm a little confused. I could turn on volumetric clouds, I just don't like the way they pop in or load in, so that's why I use 2D sprites. However, I am using enhanced FSX, which means that I think most of this is being handled by the GPU, which again makes me wonder why I'm having such problems with frame rate. I could be wrong, but I'm not sure why it's happening. It's okay, I don't need to spend time, freaking out about this, so that's fine by me. We're also descending at a nice leisurely 2,000 feet per minute, but we're also going really slow, which is great, which means it should give me time to get to Pansy by then. So 20 nautical miles, and we are super slow. Like, I think I'm almost completely cut off throttle. Oh no, I wasn't. That's fine. Let's increase our rate of descent. No more than about 2,400 feet per minute. I think we should be okay. And we can probably increase our throttle as well. I missed my chance to use flat level change on this plane because this plane has, I think, a FSX system, which means you can hold airspeed by adjusting your rate of climb or descent. But it is what it is. We're already on approach to Atlantic City. Tell you what, I think I'm going to increase my rate of simming as well. Let's close the gap. Circling 4x speed, we're dropping at about 2,400 feet per minute, slowly increasing our airspeed. And now we're going really fast to Atlantic City because I'm lazy. And when we land at Atlantic City, we'll take a look around real quick, and then we will load into MSFS and see what Atlantic City looks like in the sim. Okay, not too shabby. Actually, hold on guys, I'm going to try something. I want to see if I have issues with textures. Okay, I'm not gonna worry about it. I know we've reached Pansy, which means we're going to be approaching our nav approach soon for Atlantic City. Let's keep it moving. We're at 2,000 feet now. Actually, no, we're at 2,800 feet. Alright, we'll go flight level change. How do you actually adjust altitude? Other than by using altitude hold. There we go. Let's take it down. We're going to Atlantic City. Well, the Atlantic City Airport. We're going to fly past the city and then land. Okay, now we're turning it in. Oh, wow. Dryson coming in with a party of 10. Hello. Hello, Pirluck. Good evening, my friend. Welcome aboard. We're flying into Atlantic City in P3D. Then we are on final approach. So start slowing down. Hello, Air Amarok and Dryson. Hello, friends. We're in P3D in the Premier 390. Look at this bird. It's beautiful. There's the airport. All right. My aircraft. Take the first notch of flaps and we will get the gear down now. Gear deploys pretty quick. better water for free for P3D. Might take you up on that in the future. Hit me up on Discord and we'll talk about it there. Pardon me guys, I'll be back in a bit. Thank you, friends. Sorry for the delay. I'm way above profile, so I'm just gonna go ahead and chop and drop. Give me a bit, folks. Alright, sorry folks, I paused to help Mrs. Digi. Most of you know, or some of you know, that she had some surgery very recently. So I am here, you know, making sure she gets taken care of. I mean, I'm not sorry for helping her out. It's what needs to be done. But she appreciates your support, and we're here to get through life together. So if that means me pausing or me going mute or me doing something for Mrs. Digi to make sure she's taken care of, that's what it means.
Good evening, ma'am. How are you? I'm doing good.
Ooh, somebody followed. Thank you. Yep, gear is down. And there we go. Alright, no time for a lift dump, which is basically this plane's version of a auto brake. But we're down. And nope, we're gonna go this way, aircraft. Wait, do you actually have reduced braking action in P3D? I wonder, because it almost looked like we skidded due to ice. Thank you, friends. Alright, just like that, we are down, and we made it off the runway. In one piece, even. Look at that. Alright, now, terminal's that way, we'll go there. Terminal and the FBO are together, so we'll go that way. Not bad. Let's see, we've done FSX, we've done Flight Sim World, and now we just did a full flight, admittedly time compressed, in P3D. So, let me get cleaned up. Frame rate's better now too. Oh, you know what? It was probably because we were in New York City. New York City? Sorry, couldn't resist. Yeah, I think that's what it was. It's the thing. Big city blues, you know, it's just like you get to the city with lots of clouds, lots of buildings, lots of frame rate drop. Well, I was watching a streamer. I was watching a streamer on Sunday. Yes, on Sunday and on Saturday. And I was like, thinking about hopping back in an old sim this weekend. And I told him like FSX, he's like, yeah, do it. So I reinstalled it and promptly spent like, I don't know what, like 6 or 7 hours yesterday trying to get everything fixed. Apparently Steam now has this thing where it needs to be run a certain way, otherwise whatever you're running or installing just isn't going to work. So I'm not sure why. So we'll do a VIP drop off at the terminal. And I do have a GSX level 2 installed. So what is it? What is it that's on those? Is that Delta? No, that's Horizon? Horizon Airlines? In Jersey? A little strange, but whatever. All right, where are we? We are... Oh, right here. Nice. Okay, there we are. Sweet. Parking brake set. And let's go ahead and call up the GPU. GPU's connected, which means we can turn everything off. So you hit these buttons down here. Way down here. They might disappear. There we go. And the airplane is now shut down. All right, so there we go, folks. Not too bad for a real quick flight in P3D. What was that, like 30 minutes from LaGuardia to Atlantic City? Beats getting on the Garden State Parkway. Don't mind me, I'm gonna take a screenshot of this because it's nice and picturesque with the menu and everything. All right, so there we go, folks. We've hit FSX, Flight Sim World, P3D. The only logical, upstanding thing to do is to do a flight in MSFS, and we will have hit for the cycle today. All right, so some other apps should be closing, and I will close down Active Sky, and then I think everything else should close. Once my chase plane shuts down, I should be good. And since I'm not using it, I'll go ahead and exit Steam as well. And you know what? I'll just close it manually. There we go. All right. So there's only one thing left to do. Fire up Microsoft Flight Simulator. Okay. So, Digi, what in the world are you doing flying a flight sim? Don't you have some scenery to build? Yes, I do. And I'm looking forward to it. But I've also done a little bit of recalibrating to figure out what it is that I want to do or I'm trying to accomplish. So a pivot like this is definitely welcome. Dresden's like, yeah, don't you have some scenery to build? That's fantastic. That's awesome. Let me check my volume levels. That's a lot better. Okay, so those of you brave enough to have hung with me from the start of the stream will have noticed a gradual change and improvement in graphical quality. Those of you that haven't hung around since the start of the stream are also able to maximize their enjoyment by simply rewinding to the beginning of the stream, and fast forwarding or tabbing to certain spots. I'm not going to have this, like set up a certain way. I just know that you'll be able to move through the video and see the different sims that I've been using, all the way from FSX to now. Prepares to notice big difference. I have honestly enjoyed flying all of the sims so far today. So we're going to do a really kind of quick celebratory flight to enjoy this last one, and then think about what it is that we've done. All told, I would say we've gone through about 16 years worth of flight simming. Air Amarak, have a great, great evening. God bless you, and all the best for the rest of your week today. So, we give up the Premier 390. We give up the Learjet 45. But, in exchange, we get one supremely beefy graphical experience. And I'd say it's a good trade-off. Where are we going to go? Where are we going to fly? Where are we going to be? We landed in Atlantic City. Well, yeah, let's do that. Let's start at Atlantic City. Let's go to the gate. Let's pick gate 116. And we will do a flight in something nice. What are we going to pick? We are going to choose an airliner. And because I feel like being ridiculously lazy, I'm going to pick the default. And I'm going to choose the Orbit Airlines livery because I can. And we're going to do a very quick flight from Atlantic City to what? Ooh, JetBlue, LXJ98. Those are real world flights right now. Ooh, the sky's littered with them. Where should we go? Should we go to Norfolk? Should we go to Dulles? BWI? Visit my landing strip? Ha! I mean, that's shameless self-promotion right there. But a quick flight will do. You know what? Let's go to Baltimore. Let's go to Baltimore. We're not going to fly very long. Consider this a ferry flight. And we should be able to see Baltimore on the way in. We'll pick Baltimore and we will go to gate Charlie 4. So, this is going to be a really fast flight. Like literal low altitude airways. 24 minutes. And winds are out of the southeast at 7. So at Baltimore, we're either going to be landing to the east or to the south. This runway looks pretty short, so we're not going to use that runway. We're going to use runway 10, which means the ILS. There we go. When's the last time you made a flight plan from the world map, Okay, it's a direct departure. I don't think there are any SIDS for Atlantic City. Good enough for me. I could land at my airport, couldn't I? I mean, the DOD did give me a pass here. I am pretending, of course. But, you know what? Maybe I will. This runway is 5,000 feet, and I have taken off from this runway before. So you know what? We're going to pick this. We're going to set it as the arrival, and it's going to take me 27 minutes, but we will do RNAV 23. Really? The RNAV goes from here? Okay. Wow. All right, folks. Time for a surprise visit to my scenery. So Atlantic City to Williamsburg. Here we go. Actually, the airport does have Pappies, but I think the direction that I'm coming from, there might not be any. So, gulp. Yeah, like I said, one quick flight, and then my quadruple flight Monday will come to a close. Very nice. All right, let's go. Okay, no muss, no fuss, no nonsense. Let's go. Give me the jetway, please. Here comes the jetway. And the sun is setting, which means I'm on the clock. Let's go. External power. Nav's already set. Oh, of course, doors open. And nav lights, seatbelts, electronics, no smoking signs. The emergency lights are armed already. Dome lights the bright. Standby compass not an issue. And let's get the brightness set up here. It's possible we might not have any Pappies on the one approach, but we'll see. Can we increase the brightness on these? Yes, we can. Increase the brightness here as well. Airac cycles improved there. It exists there, I'm saying. Oof. Wow. All right. 2257. And panel lighting's up. Overhead lighting on the main panel, and I think we should be okay at this point. So let's get to cracking. Oh, yeah, probably easier from here. All right, the flight plan's already in place. How much fuel do we have? We have more than enough fuel. I'm not even worried about it. Yeah, we're tankering fuel down to Williamsburg, and cost the next 100 because you know it's going to floor it. The zero fuel weight config's already set for me, and the flight plan's already set for me. We're going to be using an RNAV approach, so we shouldn't have a problem getting into the airport. And performance data, there we go. Those are my numbers. We're going to do a flaps 2 takeoff with an up of probably about 0.3 at least. Flex temp will do 66, and transition altitude is going to be 18,000. Speaking of which, what will our cruise altitude be for this flight? Correct answer, whatever I want it to be. We're probably not going to get higher than like flight level 200, so I think we should be okay. And don't mind me if I break immersion and don't check a whole bunch of screens. We're going to get going really quickly because I do want to use the existing sunlight because I am flying in real time, and we're going to run out of it pretty quickly. So flight level 200 at open climb should get us there for about 5 minutes, and then we'll prep for our arrival. Flight directors are on at this point, and we'll see constraints too. So We have been serviced, I'm sure. Or they can be wrapping up anytime soon. We'll make that happen now. So, okay, folks, we're done. Baggage can go away. Gating can go away. We'll get the APU started. All right, APU here, beacon light, and APU start. Dome light to dim. Actually, all the way off, actually, that's fine. And we'll get the fuel pump started. A little bit of a hot start for the APU, but that should be fine. And now I think we can get set with the pushback. Where are we actually? And what is the winds? I thought they were out of the south. Let's see. So we landed to the west. Okay, so great. We'll do a pushback tail to the right. We'll taxi to the end of 2-3, and then we'll take off that way. Now I think we should be set to go. Pushback, pre-plan, and nope, delete that. There we go. Bam.
Cockpit to ground.
This is ground. Stand by.
APU is available. APU bleed off. External air is gone. So, let's see. 6 minutes
Okay,
for
sir.
run-up.
Bypass pin is installed. All doors
Good.
and hatches closed and all ground equipment is removed.
The parking brakes are set. You may lift.
Parking brake set. Lifting the aircraft.
We are cleared for start and push.
Okay, cleared for push start. Please release parking brake.
Parking brakes are released.
Commencing pushback. You can start the engines in sequence.
It will start in the sequence.
Absolutely. Engine 2, here we go. Also, get nice and poetic here. Oof, listen to that. Okay, so we are taking some VIPs to Camp Peary Landing Strip for a meeting. And we've got the engine spinning up. Also, Pure Luck, this is the default aircraft. This isn't even the fly-by-wire.
Okay, pushback completed. Please set your parking brake.
Parking brake set.
Parking brake set. Lowering aircraft.
Ground. Startup is complete. You may disconnect.
Roger. Good engine start. Cleared to disconnect. See you at the side. Have a good flight.
Holding position waiting for the visual. Thank you and goodbye.
Okay, second engine's almost done spinning up. And they are leaving. Okay, ignition mode normal. Weather's on. System 1. And that's it. We'll do a quick flight controls check and then we're out of here. So, full left, full right, full forward, and full back, full left, and full right rudders. We're good. We will set auto brake to max, and we will release the parking brake. Let's go flying. So about maybe 25-30 minutes for this flight, and then we will be done. This week, I'll probably return to my focus on Plymouth, although I will most likely be doing some more work on Mackinac Island for XP12. It depends on what time is like, but I would like to work on both of them, and I think I might be coming up with a way to make stuff like that happen in the future. I don't think I'm going to be flying as much or doing as many flying streams over the next month as I have been lately, but I'll sneak them in every once in a while. Skydiver, hello, welcome aboard. Glad to have you. We are in MSFS today on the tail end of a flight sim retrospective. Pardon me, excuse me. As we've been flying multiple sims this afternoon. I started the stream with FSX, transitioned to Flight Sim World, picked up P3D, and we're leaving the same airport we landed at in P3D to fly to the airport that I made on Sim Market in MSFS. If you get a chance and you haven't already done so, if you want to, feel free to look at the VOD for today, and then you'll be able to take a look at all the sims that I flew, and you'll be able to see the differences for each of them and kind of see where we all came from, so to speak. Okay, first off, I need flaps. I need flaps, and I need trim. Okay, that's good. Trim is set, flaps are set. Nose like taxi. Let's go ahead and arm landing lights now. Strobe lights. And we'll do probe heat. Turn the APU bleed off. And I think we're good at this point. I think so. Yeah, let's go. Better be. We're about to take off. Now, the reason why I still like playing FSX is just because of the nostalgia of the missions. The missions are still amazing. Even the nostalgia missions in MSFS don't hold a candle to the original missions in FSX. I'm sorry, I said it. But there we go. We're set for trim. Let's go ahead and get out of here. Chat, you know what to do. Throw up those Flex SRS runway emotes in chat if you got them. There we go. Man Flex runway. V1 and rotate. Positive rate of climb. Gear up. Flaps to 1 and flaps clean. Climbing turn. Bus climb. Nav. Open climb. Wow. When you combine ortho, AccuSeas and trees, and how far we've come in terms of flight simming, this is the new thing. Got him. We're going for it, chat. Ooh, baby. Screenshot. Look at that. Look at that. That's amazing. That's amazing. The atmospheric effects alone. The progress that we've made. Kappa? Really? Really? I would say there's a difference. Okay. There we go. Lights off. Flaps up, lights out. Okay, probe heat's on. And we are well on our way to 20,000 feet. Open climb. We're still climbing at about 2,800 feet per minute. Let's take a look. So literally about half an hour or less to Camp Peary. I'm pretty sure we're not going to be able to fit this under the hangar. I don't know. Maybe one of these days I'll update the scenery so that you can put an airliner in the hangar there. After we make the building, though. So, thank you folks for coming along today to catch this and for being a part of my community. As some of you know, I began streaming on Twitch, I would say about the end of 2018, seriously. In 2019, I basically became an affiliate, and I have been streaming ever since. So this is about my 4th year doing this. There are some questions that I've had, and some questions that I'm going to continue to have about my future as a streamer and my future as a content creator. So I don't know what the future landscape is going to look like, but at the same time, I'm not terribly concerned. And we're climbing at 6,000 feet per minute. Wow, that's impressive, but at the same time excessive. We'll do a nice chill climb the rest of the way. When I started the journey, I was trying to become, you know, a flight simmer in the vein of people like Chewy94 and Brad M. I did that for about 3 years. And then I got to the point where I was like, well, I haven't gotten very far, and I'm not sure what else I want to do with regards to, you know, achieving anything. So I took a step back, and then I said, wait a minute, what about what I used to do, which is make scenery? Scenery development is something that actually speaks to me and that I enjoy doing. So I'm taking a little bit of a relaxed approach to it this year. I want to have fun. I want to do things. I want to kind of create things for people that make them uh, appreciate what airport it is they fly out of. That's why I'm spending so much time at Plymouth. But hopefully, over the next couple of months, I'll be able to pick up my speed a lot more and do things better. I want to do stuff, but I also have to take care of my, real world responsibilities. I don't just want to create things. I don't just want to create things and do it at the expense of others or at the expense of the things that I'm supposed to be doing. How long have I been streaming actually? Okay, it's not bad. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I wanna enjoy it. I wanna have fun. That's why I don't care about whether or not I break out. Now, of course, if I keep at it, if my quality improves, and if I do what it is that I want to do with this, then I think over time it will get better and I will be able to do something massive with it. I mean, will I become the next Fly Tampa? I don't know. Those folks have a veritable history. But I do think that kind of content creation is in my future. What does that mean for my time on Twitch? Probably the same thing it's meant for the past couple of months. I'm going to continue to use Twitch as a platform to say hi to you folks and spend time hanging out and not worry about monetizing this. Now, I'm not going to lie. If somebody wants to come through here and give 100 subs to people in chat, I'll take the payout. But it's kind of like I said before. If I have 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 people in here that I get to have fun talking to and listen to and hang out with, then I think the bottom line is going to be that's where I want to be. Like, I want to enjoy spending time with people, and I don't want to be overly focused on any kind of number. I want meaningful conversations, great adventures, and overall lifting other people up. I don't want to do stuff at the expense of my viewership. That's the journey I'm on. And if that means I don't hit very high numbers, that's exactly what it means. I would rather have meaningful conversations with people than have thousands of followers. I'm not saying that'll never happen. I'm just saying if I have to pick between one or the other, I know exactly which one I'm picking on every time. Meanwhile, I'm going to enjoy some spectacular wing views here, or engine views in this case, as we continue our flight. Our last flight of the evening, Sag, but it's been a great adventure. And to think that the views in FSX at one point in time were all that we had and all that we enjoyed, and that now we've been in this sim for the past 2 years, eating up the onboard ortho and these great window views. The autopilot turns. Great window view. Yeah. I'm certainly enjoying the sim. Now, X-Plane, of course, definitely has its likability for me. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens with that, and I might start messing around with ortho again, but I'm also not worried about it. Genuinely. The way that the atmospherics in that game have improved has gotten to the point where I almost don't mind flying over default scenery. I mean, okay, let's compare apples to oranges here. The default scenery in XP12 is better than the default scenery in FSX. Let's just say it. But I'm also grateful for the ability to compare and contrast and have those sims available. So if for some reason I can't access the internet one day, which could happen, I don't know. It has happened actually. I can still fire up FSX and do a fun mission, which is self-contained. I haven't figured out how to cache scenery. I thought about that having to be an issue, but it's genuinely not something that I'm worried about anymore. I would like to figure out how to make a sim like that offline playable, but at the same time, it's just not a priority. It really isn't, and it never will be. Right now, I think I actually want to do more work with Raspberry Pi and or the other competitors and make something like a flight sim peripheral. I think I'm genuinely set on creating a mock-up of a mock-up of a flight management system like the FMS and create something like what you see. I want to create something like that so that I can hit those buttons and have a little output that shows me what happens. But if all I do is have a bunch of buttons that I can hit so it makes my time using that easier, I'll settle for the buttons first. Yeah, yeah, I think a lot of people have used the Raspberry Pi 4 for retro. It's got so much horsepower to accomplish what's necessary. So much. Okay, we're a little bit less than 80 nautical miles, and we need to be at about, what, 10,000 feet? I'm going to say 5,000. I don't care. So we'll begin our descent now. I think 1,800 feet per minute should be fine. But yeah, I use a Raspberry Pi 3 at home for something on my network, and I found that I wanted to spend more and more time playing around with it, but I haven't been able to because I like having it do what it does. So I might buy a Raspberry Pi Zero and mess around with it a little bit this week if I can get my hands on one, which I probably should be able to. I can also go to a store to buy one, but I don't want to drive to the store to get it. I might just, go ahead, suck it up, buy it, wait a few days, get it, and then start messing around with it. It's going to help me with regards to software development because I am a software developer in real life. Nice. I hope you find some alternate uses for them. I mean, I certainly wouldn't mind getting my hands on one, but at the same time, I think the Raspberry Pi Zero might be something that I can mess around with, and it has a small form factor. If somebody were to gift me an old Raspberry Pi 2, I'm sure I could put it to good use. I'm sure I could. There's a lot that you can do with those boards. And now that I'm getting into using the like not the GPIO port on that, but I'm working with the Pico and working with electronics, I'm gonna ask around, see if somebody has a soldering kit I can borrow, so that I can actually start doing what the kind of things that Canuck did, which is basically um, hacking devices that you use and retrofitting different things so that they actually work differently. Like hacking a Game Boy Advance so that it's backlit and it has a rechargeable battery, which would be great. It would be great. This is funny. This is actually fun. I did not anticipate doing this today, but I'm actually flying to my scenery. Now, are we gonna get to think we should. We're at about 1,800 feet per minute. I don't see how we won't get to that first waypoint by 5,000 feet at a decent speed. We're not descending that quickly. Oh, this is great. Beautiful weather. I know some of you don't think fondly of this, but I'm hoping for some snow this week myself. I'm very much hoping for some snow soon. Oh, also, I'm trying to figure out whether or not I'm actually going to be attending FS Expo this year. I would like to go. I was so stoked to go to the FS Expo in 2020 in Vegas, and unfortunately that panned out. That did not pan out. So last year when it was in San Diego, I was kind of like, that's great, but at the same time, I'm glad I didn't go because not a lot of people went. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens this year. A 6-foot snowbank in front of your house? Okay, I mean, I'm looking forward to snow. I'm not looking forward to that much snow, but Mrs. Digi has had experience with seeing very large amounts of snowfall. So that will give me a workout, that's for sure. Not going that fast right now, but we are beginning to slow down, and unlike my usual flights, we should be able to cross 10,000 feet nicely. Thank you, airplane, for covering for me. All right, just a little over 60 nautical miles to go. Not bad. Just look at this. Look at how far we've come. This is crazy. This is absolutely nuts. It's like commonplace, and at the same time, it's just like, we did not have it this good years ago. We just didn't. Built-in reflections, high poly counts for aircraft, next generation flight sims. This is the kind of stuff that people used to pay money to go fly to be proficient. It's nuts. So this week, I think, definitely a return to office hours. I will probably, unless I have a problem getting myself coordinated, I will probably be doing office hours tomorrow night, Wednesday and Thursday, minimum. Maybe Friday as well, it depends. And then we will see. If I can, and if I normalize what my schedule is going to be like, I will probably do office hours weeknights from, I want to say, like 9 to 11. I don't think I'm going to have office hours tonight, but I'd like to see what comes of it, and I'd like to see what happens when I start really focusing on creating a better experience. Okay, I think I descended too early, but better too early than too late. Complete freedom, my friend. Hello, it is very good to see you. Folks, if you haven't already done so, feel free to check out many of my friends in chat, including Pure Luck, a dedicated flight sim streamer and fun chaser, Complete Freedom, and some of the other folks that have stopped by today as well, including Air Emmerich and Dryson. Oh, you have a Raspberry Pi Zero? Nice. I'm trying to get my hands on a Raspberry Pi Zero W, but I don't care if I have a Raspberry Pi Zero, as most of what I want to use Raspberry Pis for at the moment is not going to involve taking one and making it be like a portable Internet of Things machine. Eventually it might, but I'm not worried about that right now. Very slow though. Yeah, so it won't, like, I won't be using it to play, like Dreamcast games or something. I would probably be using it as as an ad blocker, or a web server, or something to help save my files, something like that. So I'm not worried about that. Not worried about that too much. Can we? Does it? Hmm, that's strange. My speed brake is not arming on the default plane. Oh well. Oh, thank you, friend. I mean, I can catch up with you on DMs on Discord later. I would appreciate that, but you don't have to if you don't want to. But I would appreciate that. We can catch up. We can definitely catch up. Personally, for me, I feel like for the next couple of years anyway, we're gonna see in general people using bartering as a means of being able to accomplish stuff. The really intelligent among us are, we have money set aside, but leveraging each other's talents and abilities is something that we should probably be doing in general. Cool, cool. So, we're not that far away. We've got like about 50 nautical miles before we land. Admittedly, we're going supremely slow, but I'd rather be doing that than have to orbit the airport. Get it? Orbit the airport? But I'd rather do that instead of having to do 360s over the airport, because I came into way too far above altitude. But that means we have about maybe 15, 20 minutes to go. We are below 10,000 feet, so we can't go faster than 250 knots unless I just don't care. But that's fine. You could say we're in the Sunset Club today. Look at that. So now we're going to be inside of 40 nautical miles. Things are going to start happening pretty quickly. If I take a look here. Yeah, we need to be at 2,000 feet for our approach. And literally just like that, it's only 30 nautical miles out. Okay, so let's get set with a drop to 3,000. Actually, no, that's 2,000, right? That's 2,000. $800 feet per minute should be fine. We'll be turning pretty soon, so we're going to be flying over the bay. Not bad. All right, 10 nautical miles to go before I turn. We're flying into and over the bay, and then landing at Whiskey 904. I almost want to speed time up, but I mean, I've got less than 40 nautical miles to go. This is going to happen really fast. This this flight has actually taken the most time out of all the flights that I've done today. Funny that. I've heard of pilots getting a case of get-there-itis, but I've never heard of an autopilot doing that. We're like we're like 8 nautical miles away from the airport, from the waypoint, and the plane just decided to skip going to it. That's kind of funny. That's actually funny. Okay, so put about 10 minutes on the clock, and we should be down at Whiskey 904, and that will end my stream. We're flying the default A320neo, the default A320neo in MSFS, and looks like my autopilot has had a slight change of heart because it is flying back to that waypoint before it turns right, which I still find funny. Ooh, look at those low clouds over there. That's pretty neat. You build, you build more hours that way. Just saying. It's good stuff. Look at that. Look at that sunlight, though. Ugh, man. Makes me want to be at Virginia right now. Although I think a stroll on the beach would be a cold stroll on the beach. Still, though. Oh, there we go. There's that turn. Nice. Okay, so stick around, folks, and in about 10 minutes, you're going to see me land at Whiskey 904. This is a scenery that is available on Sim Market if you search for the Digi Scenery Studio. I am not going to slow down to approach speed. I'm going to speed intervene because I feel like doing that. Probably even keep it at 250 for now. And just like that, we are almost on final approach. We're getting down to 2,000 feet, and then we'll take it in by hand.
2,500.
We're pretty close. That's kind of crazy and amazing at the same time. Yeah, but just speaking again to the scenery dev aspect of what I want to do this year, I'm probably going to be working on some, for lack of a better phrase, small airfields mixed in with the big projects that I have, so I can actually, just do a few things or experiment with different techniques and get other airports out there and just add to the library and add more objects to the library and improve the objects that I have in the library to make things better overall. I do think that's what I want to do. right, 15 nautical miles to go before our final turn. Now, this runway is only about 5,000 feet, so sticking the landing is the name of the game. We do not need to float too much. This aircraft is rated for at least, what, minus 450, minus 550 feet per minute landings. If I do anything resembling a good landing in the short amount of runway distance that we have, I'll be happy. Short indeed. Okay, so I can probably start slowing down to approach speed now, right? All right, let's get set. Pretty good, actually. Look at the APU turned on, but not started. And that should be everything I need. Yeah, about a 17-mile final. I could probably start slowing down now. Flaps 1. MB944. God bless you as well. Welcome. You join us on final approach to Whiskey 904 private airport outside Williamsburg, Virginia, as we do a sunset landing to cap off what's been a bit of an adventure today on stream. We've flown 1, 2, 3. Yeah, this would be our 4th. No, wait. Yeah, 4th sim. I could have made it a 5, Pete, if I actually flew X-Plane 12, but that's okay. I'm happy where I am. No, this is just the default A320. I like flying defaults for fun. And we should be turning on the final very shortly. Like, very shortly. The moment we turn to final, I'm going to go ahead and go to flaps 2 and gear down. Auto brake is medium. We'll need that, trust me. What, the default plane? I mean, the default plane works. It's serviceable. It's not. There's nowhere near as many click spots and active systems on it as, say, the Phoenix or the fly-by-wire if you want to fly Neo. But I've had so much fun flying default planes if I just want to go from one place to another. There are a few things that you can't do, or some things that act up, but I'm fine. Like this potentially, if we're not going to turn. Okay, guess we're not turning. That's fine. We'll do this the old-fashioned way then. It's an RNAV, it's not an ILS approach. Let's drop the gear, stay ahead of that red tape. Flaps 3. Actually, I do want to start flying the 414. Am I too low? Let's disable the autopilot. I'm going to fly this by hand. Okay, it's just about 7.5 miles away. It's on the other side of this river. To be honest, there's a lot about flying GA that I think I want to get back into. I mean, come on. This is the sim to do it in terms of at least just good looks. And XP12 I'm also going to get into as well, but like, especially since I want to make a whole bunch of small airports anyway, it's probably going to be a great time to start getting into GA flights. Yes, yes, I would agree. I would agree. Okay, hand flying this plane except for the airspeed. And there's the runway. Alright, flaps all the way up. Well, all the way down, excuse me. Here we go, folks. Flying for about 50 minutes. Now that I think about it, most of this stream actually was GA flying. Which is neat. I can just make out the pappies now.
1,000.
1,000? Fully configured. Yeah, we're good. Oof. The burn. Alright, folks, here we go. We're going in slow throttle. Pappy's good. Winds are just off the nose at 8 knots. Actually, the R&F approach, I'm staying on. A little bit to the right. There goes. There we go. Down. And welcome down, everybody. Welcome to Camp Peary Landing Strip. Local time is 5:41 p.m. We've made it. Thank you, my friends. Thank you. APU on. Landing lights off. strobe off. Lights on. Actually, to be honest, I have not come back here in a very long time. Well, not a very long time, but not since I released it. So, there we go. Parking brake set. And there she be, folks. Let's go ahead and shut this plane down. APU is available, and now APU is running. We'll turn the probe heat off, and we will shut the engines off. 2, then 1. All right, now, I don't think I'll be able to open the hangar door unless I can toggle yoke visibility, which it doesn't look like I can, but that's okay. Let's go to external view, take a quick peek around the area, and have some fun. All right, so welcome to Camp Peary Landing Strip. I released this in, I want to say October, early October, on Sim Market. I just did the airport property. I have a fence pretty much around the back and around all sides. I have a kind of like warehouse area and an area for some aircraft, just using in-game assets for now. That flag lights up at night. We have a screened entrance, so to speak, and an entrance here, an exit here as well. We have a little bit of a office space building. Smile. You're on camera. An office that I made, complete with filing cabinets, and an area where you load military goods for trucks. Take care, Pirulug. Good to see you. I also have a fire station here with some trucks, an office, and I believe this is the locker room, which is great. And then I have, for lack of a better phrase, and I probably did this horrifically bad, but a barracks. And then, of course, the parking lots, my plane, and another parking area, and the office slash additional hangar. Some office space here with a conference screen, a conference screen to have conferences. There we go. And if we go upstairs, we have another office space. But of course, the diamond in the rough is basically this hangar. If you have an aircraft where you can hide the yoke, you can actually make these doors open, and then you can take your plane in. So, there you have it. And that's it. Folks, I want to say thank you to everybody that stopped by and said hello. I appreciate having you guys here and accompanying me on this retrospective. It's amazing to see how far we've come with simulator technology, that we can do these kinds of things and make sceneries and make our worlds a little bit more realistic to fly in and just enjoy the experience when we can't actually go somewhere in real life. It's been fun. I will most likely be returning to office hours this week to do scenery dev at night. Although I think what I'm probably going to start doing is that if I'm going to be more consistent with my office hours, I'm going to make them a little bit lower, time investment, because I'm going to be working on stuff when I'm not streaming too. But I think I'm going to do an hour of office hours most weeknights, just so I can catch you guys up on what I've been doing and a technique or two that I've been following. And then I'll probably be doing more development offline and just enjoying myself that way. But folks, from the virtual offices of the Digi Scenery Studio and Whiskey 904 Airport, I'm going to go ahead and bid you guys a fond farewell. I will start looking for anybody that we can say hello to and or raid. So give me just a moment. We have Kwas, who's on stream right now. Continuum that's doing flights on Pilot Edge. The Flying Fabio. We have Ukandu and DeLorean's doing truck simming. My friend Iron Condor Simulations is flight simming right now. And let me think, who can we say hello to? I think the vote today is going to go to it's going to go to the Flying Fabio. So I'm going to go ahead and set the raid. Oh, wait, follower or subscriber only chat. Okay, that's fine. Folks, have a great rest of your night. God bless you. And until next time, if you want true peace, you have to know the Prince of Peace, and that is Jesus Christ. Take care, friends.